Trump over this. Let's welcome back to the show from House Oversight and House Judiciary, Congressman Brandon Gill. Congressman, it's great to have you on. What was your reaction when you heard about this ruling? It means that control of the California National Guard would stay in President Trump's hands. The governor is not the commander-in-chief. The president is.
Well, thanks for having me on. That's exactly right. And I think that this was a correct ruling. You know, whenever you take a step back and you realize that the biggest issue of the past election cycle was illegal immigration, border security, and deportations. President Trump is doing exactly what he said he was going to do, and the American people applaud him for that. And yet Democrats are responding by taking to the streets and rioting and looting and burning our cities to the ground, just like they did during the 2020 BLM protests. You know, Gavin Newsom doesn't want help as these looters are destroying his cities. And it shouldn't be surprising that the party of defund the police does not want more law enforcement in their streets. I think it's disgusting, but I think this ruling was great, and I'm glad to see that we have a president who is standing up for law and order in our cities.
So, Congressman, what do you make of the news that California Governor Gavin Newsom was at a wine tasting event at his luxury Napa Valley winery, basically right when the LA riots were starting to ramp up? This is, as you know, this court ruling, President Trump, it means he can deploy the National Guard against any anti-ICE riots in any city. This is happening. So the Democrats have this scandal now with Gavin Newsom at a wine tasting event amid the LA riots ratcheting up. And now we've got the court siding with President Trump. It sounds like the president can deploy the National Guard against inside any Democrat sanctuary city, because they're going to ramp up deportations, and people are expecting that we're going to see more of these riots and protests.
You know, this is what you get whenever you have a governor who I think genuinely does not care that law enforcement is being attacked in his own city. Instead of taking care of the riots and doing his job, he'd rather go to swanky wine fundraisers and hobnob with the elites. That's the problem right here. It's that the people like Gavin Newsom, who run these states like California, don't have to bear the consequences of their own policies. It's the working class. It's the people who have businesses in LA, in other areas that are being destroyed by his policies. And yet he's actively fighting the president as he is trying to clean up Gavin Newsom's city. I think it's disgusting, but this is just another example of a party that has no leadership and no message and won't even work with the president as he's trying to make this country better. That's why Democrats' polls are going down, and people are sick of seeing American cities that were once great and thriving turning into third world hellholes because of Democrat governors.
Do you think that this scandal, this new scandal involving California Governor Gavin Newsom, where he was at, again, a wine tasting event at his own vineyard in Napa Valley while the LA riots were ratcheting up. He was at this wine tasting event on June 7th. He's saying it was for cancer research. He's trying to say it was not a wine party when the brochure said it was about wine. And he also was saying that basically the LA riots were not widespread. He's admitting the riots were going on. Do you think this hurts him in the race if he wants to try to run for presidency in 2028?
Of course it does. You know, the American people want to live in a country that is safe, where they don't have to worry about rioters and looters and violent illegal aliens attacking their cars as they're taking their kids to school in the morning. They want to live in an America where you don't have to worry about people burning down your business overnight because they're upset about the president's deportation policies. That's the America that we are trying to create and get us back to. That's the America that Gavin Newsom is fighting. He seems, but judging by his own actions, that he's more worried about having fun for himself than he is in protecting his own people. That's a problem. I think the American people can see right through him. They can see how slimy this guy is, and they can see that he doesn't care about his own people. And I think that is going to hurt him if he does decide to run for president.
All right. Congressman Brandon Gill from House Oversight. Great to have you back on, and House Judiciary as well. It's good to see you again. Now, please listen to this.
We start